And joining me now for more on this is ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy. Mick, thanks for sticking around for us. But with the U.S. and Ukraine now agreeing to a 30-day ceasefire, would you call this significant progress given the tense exchanges between Washington and Kyiv in recent weeks?
Alex, I would, not just because of the tense exchange, and it seems to be that has been essentially rectified, but we are literally on the same sheet of music now. And this is the U.S. proposal for a ceasefire. So not just the Ukrainian proposal. Yes, they agreed to it, but now it's the U.S. that's leading this, and it's time to focus on Russia to see what they're willing to do. And if they aren't willing to come to the negotiation table and take the U.S. plan, then what are the consequences to them? So this is a very big deal, not just because the security assistance has turned back on, as is the intelligence, but also because the U.S. and Ukraine are aligned. Hats off to the negotiators. This is a good day for Ukraine and the United States.
Well, and the U.S.-Ukraine statement says that the ceasefire is subject to agreement from Russia. Russia responding shortly after, saying that it's interested in a settlement in Ukraine, but will not allow itself to be deceived. So what are you making of that? And what is Moscow alluding to here?
So Russia's generally goes into any negotiation with a completely maximist perspective. They then try to give nothing away and try to turn the other side against one another. And that was where we were before today. So that's why it's such a good day for Ukraine. But they're likely going to come in and they're going to say no to everything. And then it's going to have to be a lot of pressure put on by the United States, President Trump, Secretary Rubio, National Security Advisor Waltz, not only on Russia to come to the table and agree to their plan, but also if they don't, it could mean that Europe and the United States increases security assistance to Ukraine. It has to be some kind of strong position by the United States, Europe, and Ukraine to get Russia to react. They don't care about compliments. They don't care about concessions on the other side. They only understand strength. And that is what needs to happen now that we're unified between U.S., Ukraine, and likely Europe going into these negotiations.
Well, and you look at the timeline here, just 30 days, but also the U.S. resuming its aiding for Ukraine here with intelligence and also aid. So, I mean, is there significant pressure now placed on Russia to come along here?
It really comes down to what kind of sticks that we're going to use when we go into these negotiations. Carrots, yes, that means we're going to remove sanctions from Russia, at least some of them, if they agree to this. But the sticks have to be that we're going to increase the support for Ukraine to give them more of a capability to defend themselves against this invasion by Russia, that we're going to release the restrictions on U.S. Weapon systems as they can be used further and further into Russia. This is the only way Russia will react. So now that we are under a U.S. peace proposal, at least a ceasefire proposal, this is really up to the United States to start putting pressure on Russia. They obviously put pressure on Ukraine. They have come to the table. It's likely they would have agreed to any ceasefire negotiations to start with. But now that has happened, and that and likely this mineral agreement is going to be agreed to by the U.S. And Ukraine, it's really time to focus on Russia and what we need to get them not only to the table, but get them to agree to the U.S. proposal.
Yeah, that old adage, walk softly, carry a big stick. Mick Mulroy, thank you very much.